Now, you may recognize the voice of our next guest. She is a radio personality, mindset coach, and entrepreneur. Oh, yes, South Florida. Gigi Diaz is in the building. Welcome to
Gigi! Hello, Queens. I am so excited to see you. Susie's been a fan for so long. I've actually taken some of your courses. Stitches is my radio sister. And Tracy, you're amazing. I've been sitting back here watching all the other interviews. I'm like taking notes. You guys, oh my gosh, the queendom in here is amazing. I love it.
the queendom.
I love it.
Yes.
Gigi, you're fabulous. You know I love you for free. I don't need a penny from you. I just love you for being you. From radio to owning your own business, you are entrepreneur. Lady, she has her own dance academy, and she does so much on and off the camera as an entrepreneur and as just an amazing woman, seizing happy. We'll get to that later on. But can you just share with us, Gigi, just your journey?
Oh my goodness. I have to give you like the very short, tiny version of that. The tiny version, right?
Journey in business. We'll specify your journey.
Even that one, I got to abbreviate a little bit. I opened my first business right out of high school. So when I was 17 years old, I graduated early, and I come from a really powerful family of immigrants, right, who decided to leave everything behind and say, we're going to build a new life in a new place. And when we came here, my mom and dad were both like, listen, we brought you here to build an incredible future and to just be the greatest version of you. And that is the only option you have. Like, failure was not an option unless it was to fail forward. And so while I was going to high school, I always knew that I wanted a career in broadcast, or like after maybe like 15 or 16 years old, I was like, broadcast, journalism, print, interviews, people talking. I can't shut up even if you like shut my mouth with tape, right? And so I knew that that's what I needed to do. And in that process, I also knew, even though I had a scholarship for college, that there was like extra money that I was going to have to put out for books, to eat, to have a car, to get back and forth. And so what came to my mind was, I've been dancing since I was 4 years old. This is the only thing I know how to do that isn't going to really kill me. Most of my friends were much older than me. So since I graduated a year young at 17, a lot of my friends were working, you know, like at McDonald's or waitressing or at what's the store called? Circuit City. I'm totally dating myself. This is like long before Best Buy was even a thing. But I was like, man, that's really hard work, right? And I'm not one of those people that studying just like melts into their brain. Like, I need to sit down with my books and highlighters and color code things. Like, I need time to learn, right? And so I was like, I got to do something that's easy for me. I'll open a dance studio. So I opened my dance studio at 17. I had to have my mom help me sign papers. And she was like, I'm just going to tell you what, you're not syncing me with this. You better figure out what you're doing. And little did I know she was just doing that to like make sure that I really meant what I was getting into. Nice. And I did. And my dance studio is still open today. We're ranked top 3 dance studios in our city.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
You've also got a podcast. So let's talk about that and make sure that we get into that. So it's called Chats with Gigi. So what are some of the things that we would hear, or what are some of the things that you bring that we don't hear on the radio show? What's different?
Okay, so the biggest difference in the podcast, it's that it's long form. So Stitches, sis, you know, when we're in radio, it's real quick, right? It's like bam, bam, bam. But when I get into the podcast, I get to really dive deep with these incredible women entrepreneurs. And so the podcast has actually evolved in different ways. It started with highlighting celebrities, which are amazing and so much fun. And I had a bunch of really amazing people on there. And then I realized, I'm like, but there are so many entrepreneurs, women that aren't in that view, right? Yet, that don't have that spotlight yet, that are incredible, that are achieving wonderful things, that are truly having an impact in the community. And so I figured I want to give them that spotlight on my platform, on iHeartRadio and all the things, so that they could really reach the masses, right, that they deserve to reach. And so in my podcast, Chats with Gigi, we highlight women entrepreneurs who have a story to share that is going to be empowering and motivating to the women that they want to help change their lives, and actionable tools and tips to shift their life and business into a more positive, joyful, and abundant path. Because it's cool to get inspired, but inspiration ain't all of it. You gotta have action tips, and then you have to take the action. So that's what we like to have on the podcast.
I want to be on your podcast, Gigi.
Please be on my podcast. Are you crazy? I'll cancel everything tomorrow and I'll put you on my podcast.
Oh my gosh, Gigi, thank you so much for bringing the magic today. What a great guest. Oh my God, so many great nuggets here. Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you guys so much for having me. I am honored to be surrounded by so many amazing queens today. So thank you. And you can find me at Gigi Diaz Live on Instagram or on my website, gigidiaz.com.
Gigi Diaz Live and gigidiaz.com. Thank you, Gigi.
I will point out that product placement though. Go ahead and sip.
Girl, this is soup. This isn't even coffee. This is straight up oxtail soup. I'm not even playing. I made this morning.
All right. Let's end with the oxtail. We'll be right back after the break.